Welcome back to this week's podcast. My name is Raphael.
My name is Jeremy.
And this is the Rich Chickless Podcast brought to you by
Vegas International.
Today we'll get into talking about hurricanes, natural disasters, and how you can protect yourself. So, for starters, have you ever experienced a natural disaster?
In my lifetime, went through Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Sandy. There's a storm. I went through snowstorms, obviously, like blizzards and stuff, nor'easters. Almost forgot about those.
Honestly, yeah.
There was a storm a couple of years ago during summer 2020 that was knocked out like my power for like a couple of days. And then there was the year after that, like 2021, coming back. It didn't directly affect me, but there was a storm that happened. I don't know if it was directly a hurricane or just a really bad storm.
Yeah.
But it was around like the end of August, beginning September, when I was out of college, and it was really bad. Like they didn't have power in certain buildings. Like the fire alarm went off. There was like flooding. People had to sleep in the gymnasiums. Like
They had to sleep in the gym?
Yeah.
Nah, see, that's like a dream come true. But like, not for that,
Yeah.
not for that, situation.
Like it was really bad. And I remember one of my teammates called me, like I was gonna swoop in to save the day, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was sound asleep. Like that happened to like around like 1, 2 in the morning. I was getting calls, and then like I woke up. I was like, I got some Saturday morning cartoons. So I was just like, I wonder what happened. I see everyone's like social media and that, and like the storm and the flooding, and I was like, damn, that couldn't be me though, because I'm a commuter, so you know. And then I saw the call, the text message, I was like, what's happening? She was like, oh, we had a flood yesterday, yada yada. And I was like, wait, why'd you call me? She was like, oh, I wanted to see if you could do something. I was like, what do you think, Superman? Like, what do you think? I'm just gonna call this normal? I'm just gonna like push it away, like I'll be gone? Like, what do you think? I'm Moses? Like,
honestly though. Cause no, she probably saved you under the wrong name. She meant to save you as Aquaman.
She thought I was Noah. Go get the boat. Everybody wanted.
No, that's so funny. She's trying to see if you could do something.
Yeah, I was like, what you want me to do? Swoop in there, save her? Like,
no, that's actually so funny. Oh man.
But how about you? Got any stories or any experiences?
Man, not like that. Ain't nobody called me to save the day. I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
What is flooding? I'm in my house. I'm in my yard.
Yeah.
Like, I just stayed indoors, stayed to myself, keep myself quiet.
And I know this sounds bad because it was like a lot of people were stressed out. A lot of things happened that night, like at our school. But I had a great night's sleep. I'm not gonna lie.
No, see, because have you ever like listened to like rain noises or like background noises?
Yeah.
Be the most therapeutic. So like when it's like thundering or lightning and stuff like that, I'd be like fast asleep. Like it's just very soothing. It's a good background noise.
Yeah.
Better than the TV, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's just like it just puts you in a faster state of sleep. It's just calming, you know.
Yeah, so she should have known better not to call you.
Yeah, like usually like I'm fear because my phone was like near my bed, so I was surprised I didn't hear it. But that's how you know I was sleeping good, because I ain't hear nothing or feel nothing.
Yeah. No, that's funny though. But so natural disasters, like all the disasters that you named, I've been there because we're the same age. I haven't really been affected by one significantly because of where I live. But I know people who lose power regularly because of like their neighborhood. Maybe they don't have a generator, but I've been fortunate enough to like escape all those things.
Yeah, for me, like during 2020, that's the first time I actually invested in a generator, because it was super hot, and it was just like all our food was gonna go bad, so we're like, all right, we need one. Yeah. Honestly, went on Facebook Marketplace and we got a generator for like $300.
Oh, cool.
It's actually been pretty solid. I mean, it came with a cover and everything. The dude was like, oh yeah, only was used like once, and I'm just trying to get rid of it because I'm moving. By the way, that's a free piece of advice. If somebody says they're moving and giving stuff away, and if it's not like a car or anything, and it's usually cheap because people are just trying to get rid of it as fast as possible. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying to look for something new, but you don't want to pay like a crazy amount for it. But anyway.
Wait, that's smart, but like, can't they scam you?
I mean,
they could definitely scam you.
I mean, if you just look up the retail price, Because the generator we got, that goes for $650, but we got it for like $250, $300 or something like that.
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you just gotta look at if you don't look at the retail price and somebody's like, all right, I'm selling a closet for $600, going for then when it goes for $400, then that's a scam. But if if you look at the exact same model, because they usually have it on the list, and it says like, oh, IKEA closet for $700, and guys like, all right, I'm selling for $450. That's like a steal.
I feel you.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Carry on.
back to the topic, like, so like stuff like that, like buying a generator, and that leads us to our next point. What you gotta do in certain cases. I know like most people are spread out, especially like in America, but there's different. America is really big, so there's different types of climates. You might have the humid, like tropically, almost like tropic climate, like down in Florida, where it's like mostly like humid and just very like swampy. You might have the dry Midwest, where there's a lot of tornadoes. You might have the Northeast, where it's just a bunch of nor'easters, and we get the occasional hurricane here or there.
Yeah.
And then you might get the earthquakes, like in California with the fault lines and everything. So I would say, read up on what you can do to, say prepare for those instances. But I know for like earthquakes, like we did in school, like I'm pretty sure you did the drills in school, like where you just get under the desk, like hold your head, or what you would do for like a storm, you would just get away from the window, go on the other side of the room, and like kind of like protect yourself, like put your hand on your face or whatnot.
I remember at my old school, I was probably about maybe 8 years old when I started this stuff. Our teachers would take us to the hallways. There was like this one section of our school. It wasn't a big school by any means, but there's this one part of our school like where there was like no windows whatsoever, followed by a series of hallways or whatever, like narrow hallways. But they would have maybe like 30, 40 kids lined up in these hallways, like side by side, along these walls, just practicing to protect ourselves.
That's
in case of natural disasters.
Yeah, that was they didn't put us against the wall for the rooms. They actually took us in the hallway where there's no window.
Hallway.
Yeah, you remember.
That's what it was.
You just unlocked that old memory. Yeah.
See, that's the thing, because like they drilled it in our head like at a young age. Like I feel like if anything was to go wrong, I'd be like, oh, like I kind of remember something. Like I could potentially help somebody or save somebody.
It's a good thought. Also, like the stop, drop, and roll drill when there's a fire.
Stop, drop it. Nah, see, cause like I don't know why, but you know, little kids, they always like to get dirty and this and that.
Yeah.
I was not that kid. Like they told me to stop, drop, and roll. I was like, yo, you gotta put a mat or something like that. Like, what's going on?
Like, yeah. Don't you see my outfit I'm wearing? I'm not trying to mess it up.
No, see, because back then I used to wear. My dad had me dripped up. He had me dapper every day. I used to wear a corduroy, like pleated jacket. Nobody had that. I was very sophisticated, and I dressed well. I used to tuck in my shirts, all that stuff. So I wasn't trying to get my things dirty, because like I definitely heard it before, because
Look like your name was
like when you're
I was gonna say, look like your name was Langston.
Langston. There's no problem with the name Langston, but
I got like Langston, like Oligari the Third or something like that's some like prestigious stuff.
I got you. Nah, cause I used to get running shoes when I was younger, and I would always get a hole in it, get them dirty, because like as a little kid, you gotta get your energy out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was what it was. But like my clothes, that's a different thing, because I knew how to take care of myself. So yeah.
All right, now back to topic.
Back to the topic.
I know coming from New York, I think the biggest thing for us was like hurricanes and like nor'easters. How would you prepare for like a snowstorm? Like, did you ever go outside and shovel, or did you put like salt down the night before? Like, how would you prepare yourself for being locked in, especially like when the roads are so bad? Like, how did you get ready for those?
Snowstorms are bad. Now I live in a complex. I live in a condominium.
Mm-hmm.
Government name, condo. I live in a condo, and where I live in, it's like a dead end or whatever. And they usually are good with shoveling for you. Like they have like a service that comes around. So the most I would shovel, like say like we still have work, like say school doesn't get called off, I would help my dad shovel his car out the driveway, stuff like that. But like I never like really shoveled a lot, I know like as a side hustle or whatever, like when it starts snowing, shovel for your neighbors, but like I'll do that for free. Like that was just regular, just being a nice neighbor.
Yeah.
But yeah. Aside from that though, like it was chill.
Yeah.
But like preparing for that stuff, yeah, like the services they would apply salt to the roads. So I wasn't in charge of doing the salt or anything, or like doing the patio. However, specifically like where my front door was, they didn't really salt it. So like I've definitely really broke my neck a few times, like trying to step up the stairs, and it's like icy, very very icy. That's the scariest thing. Black ice too. Don't want to play around with it.
Yeah.
And like I didn't get that until like I experienced it firsthand. Like we all know ice is slippery, but sometimes you just need to like slip it and find out for yourself to really understand.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that. One time it was like ice raining, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. Stepped outside and like I ate it. I was like, the good thing I landed on my shoulder, but I was like, like.
You played football, you be alright, bro.
Yeah, I was just like, damn. I was like, cause I was just not trying to land on my head, so I stepped. I was like, whoa. I was like, oh my god, and I like landed on my shoulder. I was like, nah, ice is no joke. Yeah. But that's another reason why, like, off topic, but that's another reason why I don't really like New York, because snow and like being trapped in the snow.
Yeah,
it's just a hassle, and driving in it is so dangerous, and just like, cause like unlike rain, snow is solid, so it sticks there. So like when it's there unless it melts. Rains for a couple hours, 2 hours later it's gone because it evaporates, it goes away. With snow, it sticks there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does look nice when it's like quiet outside.
No. This is my idea on snow, right? I love snow. The first time it snows is beautiful. Everyone loves it, like, oh, look outside, it's snowing. Like that's what everyone says. However, snow becomes a problem for me when it sticks and it starts getting dirty.
Oh yeah.
That's when I don't like it anymore, because then it's just annoying in my opinion. Sledding of course is cool and stuff like that, but like if it could snow for like only maybe like 3 days, have it stick for like 4 days or something, that's cool. But like when it's like a lot of snow and it starts getting dirty and it doesn't look beautiful anymore, it'd be making me want to move to the Caribbean or something.
Cause like snow itself, like when it's just first snowing and it's not like crazy on the ground, or it's like a little layer on top, you're just like, wow, this looks really pretty. Like this looks, it absorbs some of the sound, and it's just like, wow, it's very quiet, very peaceful. And then like after a couple of hours, you're like, you can stop now.
You can stop now.
And then you get 6 inches, and you're just like, damn, I really have to shovel all of that. And it gets heavy. Like you have to shovel it as soon as it touches the ground. It's gonna turn to ice, and it's gonna be
compact, and it really does get heavy. It's like weights that you're moving.
Yeah, it's not fun.
But you see how we changed though, because we're not even old by any means. Like we're in the young 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as a young kid, you would love for snow to be on the ground every single day of the week of the year. Cause like it's just something fun. Like you get to play around with snow, like snowball fights, snowmen, and this and that. But like as you get older, like your appreciation for snow kind of like dwindles. For some people at least. For me a little bit, but you know, I still like my snow here and there. That's it.
And plus too,
I still mess around and do a snowman from time to time.
See, like snow is fun when like you're young. Like as you like to add on to your point, I was just thinking. Snow is cool, like when you're younger, because it's like, oh yeah, no school, snow day, sleds and everything. They get older, just like, oh, I got like the obligation, I gotta drive here. There's snow, like it's gonna take me a while, or I have to wait. Or like, and it's just like, all right, maybe my thing's gonna get canceled, my class, my job, whatever.
Oh no.
You still gotta come in, you're just like, yo, I might die. Like it's just like, there could literally be like, hell could be frozen over, and they'll be like, all right, come to work, or all right, come to class.
Yeah, see, because like, as we get older, responsibilities pile up. It's a good thing to have, though. It just means you're getting your business in order, but it can be very frustrating and annoying.
But that's when weather becomes a hindrance, especially with the implication of Zoom. Like you can't escape class now.
Oh yeah, no, you cannot escape. Like, genius idea, but it's got to be some give. There's no way I should have no type of snow days ever.
Yeah.
No type of snow days. So I don't know. We've got to talk to whoever created Zoom about that one day. Send an email.
Have a stern talking to.
Have a stern talking to, for sure.
But on a real note, what's your like scariest like natural disaster that you wouldn't want to be in?
I was just about to ask you that question, right?
I beat you to it.
You did beat me to it. You're a loser for doing that.
that was some 90s like.
What's wrong with you?
That was some 90s corny movie stuff, bro.
Honestly. But okay, the scariest natural disaster? Tsunami. There's no way to like escape it. You literally have to move out of the area. You can't like if you're there, I'm not saying you're screwed, but it's just very dangerous. Like it's flood waters. It's worse than flood waters. Like you have a wall of water coming at you at like over 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean,
like think about like the biggest lineman in NFL history coming at you, 3 times his natural speed, and like a billion of them, just like a wall of them, just like coming at you. Like that's gonna hurt.
I mean,
you're getting washed out by waves at the beach. Hurt like.
I mean, if you're talking about tsunamis and everything, getting hit, I mean, I'll be alright. I don't know about you, but
oh yeah, because you're Aquaman. I forgot. Yeah, you don't come save the day, right?
Apparently,
talk to all your seals and stuff like that and get it sorted out.
yeah. But I would say yeah, because plus it's like, how do you prepare for a tsunami? Just like I have food and rations. Well, that kind of like defeats the purpose if everything's just gonna be washed away.
What do you mean?
You can't have food and rations for a tsunami.
Food and rations for? Nah, see, cause like me personally, I'll be alright. Y'all stay safe though, because honestly, I would find. Now this is like a big hypothetical. Like I'm about to say something crazy.
Rub with it.
Like I'd be camping on a rooftop somewhere.
Oh, that's
granted the building is like secure, but like at least like where we are, New York City. If we were to have a tsunami in New York City, I don't think that'd end well, like at all.
Nah,
it wouldn't end well.
An earthquake in New York City.
That would be terrible too. That would be absolutely terrible because we're a concrete jungle. Those buildings, like, granted, like they are very structured, or like the newer buildings, are usually like more rigid and stuff like that. Could like withstand more. They sway a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're not like as solid and can take it, whatever. They
actually do sway a little bit, but they actually
no, on purpose.
Yeah,
that's like just so like they I don't know why they do it, but it helps with something. It helps with securing the building. Pardon?
It's almost like suspension on a car. How like you don't
want
to be too like, rigid, you want to be like move a little bit.
Yeah. But nah, that would be a problem though.
There'd be some.
I'm glad we don't get like any type of earthquakes or anything.
Have you ever seen the movie 2012?
I have.
For the end of the world?
I have not.
Yeah. It was kind of like that, when there was a big tsunami and everybody was just trapped in like a building. But I would just say the most important thing to do in any type of situation is make sure you're prepared and make sure you're covered, especially with floods and like a fire or any type of disaster like that. Make sure you are insured and make sure you have all your assets in place, such as your social security, birth certificates, and any important documents you have. Make sure they're in a safe, that's either a fireproof like literal safe or like a filing cabinet where like whatever happens, those documents will be okay. Because the worst thing you can do is have any important information just be
wiped out.
Yeah, wiped out.
That's a terrible thing. Like I was watching the news the other day, and they said pack like a safety bag. You have your first aid kit, of course your important information and stuff like that. But like, say it's like a flood, you want to have all of your important stuff in a bag. Something that's waterproof, something that can like withstand like a little bit of like the harsh conditions and stuff, and keep it with you. Like know where it is at all times. If you live in a house and it's flooding, or if you live in a house and a natural disaster is happening, know where everything is. Like say your power gets out, know where your flashlight is. Have a few like flashlights laying around in like certain spots where you know you can get to it.
Get portable chargers.
Maybe like anything of importance, really. Honestly, have canned food.
a cooler, like a mini cooler.
Mini cooler, like things that could like get you through maybe like a few weeks of like not having power or anything.
I mean, today, yeah, I'd say today's either a few days, depending where you live, a few days to a few weeks. I would just say it's important to just stay safe and just have everything.
Be proactive, like understand like what is about to happen. Make sure to pay attention to like what's happening in the world and prepare for it, because if you're not prepared, you will get screwed for the most part.
Yeah.
And you want to be safe. You want to make sure your family's safe and your belongings as well.
Well, to close it off, that has been all we have to say on safety. Make sure everything's good. Make sure you are prepared for the worst. Even if it's not that bad, make sure you have everything in check. Make sure you have your belongings, your food, your safety. Everything's good.
All that stuff. But like, let me just stop real quick, because honestly, you guys will be straight, because Aquaman over here will save the day.
Exactly.
He will come swooping in like Superman. He's like a mixture of both, honestly. Just
Okay. Batman's my cousin.
It's called who?
Batman's my cousin.
I'm Superman. Actually, no, you can't both be Superman. You my sidekick.
Nah.
I'll call you Robin.
Nah.
He said
But
no.
That's been all for today. And remember, this has been the Rich Challenge Podcast brought to you by ASing International. And remember,
got you covered from A to Z.
thanks for watching.
Alright.